Hey guys, welcome to another video. So today I bring for you the Professional Book Tag. It's basically a series of questions related to different professions, jobs, and occupations, and you have to select one book or several books in my case that sort of go well with that category. So in order to make this more challenging, I decided I was only going to select books from the books that I have read in this year, 2015. So let's get started. The first question is, Doctor, a book that consoles you or helps you? And so for this one, I chose this hilarious book by Miranda Hart called Is It Just Me? This book was just so hysterical. I absolutely loved it. I think everyone can connect to the situations with Miranda Hart's awkward manner and awkward just lifestyle. She's just incredible to read from, and I really connected with it. And this is definitely a book that has a lot of rereading value. Like, I can really see myself picking this up in a couple of years or months or whatever and just laughing again. Then the second question is Chef, a book that has a lot of ingredients, a little bit of everything. And so it should come as no surprise that I have chosen Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. This is my favorite book in the Harry Potter series. For me, it's really the one. This is the book that has pretty much everything that you want in a book. It has adventure, it has action, it has romance, it has funny bits, it has horrifying moments, it has duels, and it has everything. Then question number 3 is Barista, a book that gets you pumped. So, pumped for me means that the book is really engrossing, really engaging, and that you just have to read it. And so I chose the 4 novels that I think have been exactly that. This year, these are the novels that have really gotten me completely engaged and that have been the most engrossing. And they're all thrillers. The first one is La Última Noche en Tremor Beach by Miquel Santiago. This is a Spanish thriller, and I think I read this in like less than 10 hours. It was absolutely wonderful. Then I chose The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. This is a psychological thriller. I really loved it. Some people didn't love it, although pretty much everyone has at least enjoyed it, but I loved it. I thought it was excellent. I really loved it from beginning to end. I also chose one book that is sort of like in the YA category, and it's kind of similar to The Hunger Games, and it's The False Prince by Jennifer A. Nielsen. This was really engrossing. And the last one I chose was Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. This is my favorite Gillian Flynn novel so far. I've read all 3 of them, and this is the one that I'm particularly fond of. Then for number 4, we have Student, an assigned book that you actually liked. Obviously, I haven't been a student in quite some time, so I chose 2 books, 2 classics that I read back in college, in high school, and I really enjoyed. One of them is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, and the other one was Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. For question number 5, we have Lawyer, a book everyone else loves but you didn't like or thought was okay and needed to defend your answer. So for this one, I chose one that is extremely popular out there everywhere, and I liked it, and that was it. And I'm talking about Aristotle and Dante Discovered the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alire Science. Like I said, I liked this book. I enjoyed it. I devoured it. I read it in less than a day, and it was okay. It was fine. It didn't move me that much. I thought it was kind of corny and cheesy, and to me a lot of these things were, I don't know, not real. Like, this is a book that I really wanted to love. It's a book that has a lot of LGBT relevance, and I just didn't really connect that much with it. Like, maybe my expectations were way higher than they should have been, and that's why I didn't like it so much. I liked it. That's it. Then for number 6, we have Actor, a book with a well-rounded protagonist. And so for this one, I actually cheated, because instead of selecting a protagonist, I chose a side character. And this is one of my favorite side characters that I've read so far this year, and it is Herr Silverman from Forgive Me, Leonard Peacock by Matthew Quick. I absolutely loved this character, really connected with him. He is this very relatable, educated, fantastic, decent, nice person, and I loved this book because of him. Number 7 is Retail, a book that you just had to have. And so for this one, I chose a book that I just could not stand seeing on the shelves of bookstores instead of my own shelf, and this was The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell. I just had to have this book. Number 8 is Artist, favorite book cover or book covers. And I don't have a lot of favorite book covers, so I'm just gonna mention like the ones at the top of my head. And we have The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the American edition, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, American edition, and this version of short stories by Edgar Allan Poe. This is an amazing little version, illustrated by a French artist, and he just put some amazing drawings here. Like, just look at this. Just look at this. This is, by the way, like a big coffee table book, and it's just stunning. Like, when you are reading these short stories, the illustrations actually enhance your experience and make it creepy, and they just suit the stories so well, so well. I just loved this edition, all of it. It's black, it has black edges, love it. Then we have number 9, a book that it's Editor. A book that you found yourself criticizing more than enjoying. And so for this, I have 2 answers, 2 books that I read this year. One of them is Why We Broke Up by Daniel Handler, and the other one is Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan. I did not enjoy these books at all. I was just pushing myself through them, even though they were really fast, I guess. They should have been fast and nice and light. They were just awful. I really, really disliked them. It's just my opinion, but I was like, no. Not gonna happen. For number 10, we have Carpenter, a well-structured and well-written book. And so for this one, I chose 2 books that I just loved, and I loved the writing of Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, which I absolutely loved, and The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. Then we have number 11, Veterinarian, a book that includes an animal somewhat significantly. And I chose this book, Hyperbole and a Half, by Ali, Brosh? I don't know if that's how you pronounce this, the title or the author, but it's like a collection of short stories and essays. It's really funny, and I chose this book because it features this dog, who is called the Simple Dog, who is referred to as being mentally challenged, and there's another dog who's kind of vicious and fierce and crazy, and I just loved the stories in this book that featured both these animals. Question 12 is Scientist, a book that includes advanced technology. And for this one, I had to go with More Than This by Patrick Ness. Oh my God, this book. I cannot really begin to describe what I felt with this book. This has been like one of my favorite books this year, and in many years. I absolutely loved it. It literally played with my head, with my heart, with everything. And I'm not gonna tell you why I chose this book for this category, because I would spoil the vast majority of it, but just let it be said, this features advanced technology, and it's awesome. And last but not least, question 13 is Teacher, a book that takes place in a boarding school, or any school, really, I think. So the first one, it was really the most obvious one, The Secret History by Donna Tartt, and the other one is Winger by Andrew Smith, which, I didn't really love this book or anything, but meh, okay. So there you go, that's the Professional Book Tag. It was really fun, these are really fun categories, and I hope to see you in the next video.